Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So, do you want to have a Gita with you?
Yeah, I do. You're good?
So we're reading from text, chapter 5, text 14. Let's see which page that is in this book. I think it's the same page for most. 5:14. No. It's 241 in this edition, page 41. So please repeat after me. Na kartritvam,
Na kartritvam,
na karmani,
na karmani,
na kartritvam, na karmani,
na kartritvam, na karmani,
na kartritvam, na karmani,
na kartritvam, na karmani,
lokasya,
lokasya,
sujati,
sujati,
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
lokasya sujati Prabhu,
lokasya, sujati Prabhu,
lokasya sujati Prabhu,
lokasya, sujati Prabhu,
na karma pala,
na karma phala,
samyogam, na karma phala samyogam, na karma phala samyogam,
Na karma samyogam,
na karma phala samyogam,
na karma phala samyogam,
svabhavas
swabhavas,
tu
stu,
pravartate,
pravartate,
svabhavas tu pravartate,
sadavastu pravartate,
svabhavas tu pravartate,
svabhavastu pravartate,
na kartritvam na karmani,
na takritam na karmani,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
na karma phala samyogam,
na
na karma phala samyogam,
svabhavastu pravartate,
svabhavastu pravartate,
na kartritvam na karmani,
na kartritvam na karmani,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
na karma phala samyogam,
na karma phala samyogam,
svabhavastu pravartate.
svabhavastu pravartate.
You want to try? So to try to say this, recite this verse. So wants to try to say this in Sanskrit?
Yeah. Na kartvam na karmani,
Na kartritvam na karmani,
loksasya sarati prabhu,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
na karma phala samyogam,
na karma phala samyogam,
sabhava tu pravarte.
prabhavastu pravartate. Anyone else?
I try.
Yeah.
Nakartvam na karmani,
Na kartritvam na karmani,
lokasya syati prabhu,
lokasya srijati Prabhu,
na karma phala samyogam,
na karma phala samyogam,
svabhavastu pravartate.
prabhavastu pravartate. Just so you know it, that when the R, the letter R has a dot underneath it, it's actually pronounced as a Ri, like Re, like in Krishna, Krishna. So Nakar Tritvam and Shrijati, you know that. So there's a slight I in between. So it's actually considered a vowel, not a consonant. Actually, this word. Anyone else wants to try?
Nakartritvam nakarmani
Nakartritvam nakarmani
lokasya shati prabhu
lokasya srityati prabhu
nakarma phala samyuktai
nakarma phala samyogam
svabhavastu pravate
svabhavastu pravartate
Nakartitvam nakarmani
nakartritvam nakarmani
lokasya srijati prabhu
lokasya srijati prabhu
nakarma phala samyogam
nakarma phala samyogam
svabhavatu pravartate
svabhavatu pravartate.
You want to try, Mahesh? No. Okay, never. Kartritvam,
Kartritvam,
proprietorship.
proprietorship
Nor,
nor
karmani, activities, lokasya, of the people, srijati, creates, Prabhu, the master of the city of the body, nor karma phala, with the results of activities, samyogam, connection, svabhava, the modes of material nature, to but pravartate, act. So I'm gonna just, before I reach the translation in purple price, I wanna do some pray to my spiritual masters. Om Gyana Timirantashya Kimanjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmiditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Pratati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Kurum Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sankrachatam Sahakanara Kunatanvitam Tam Sativam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakanvitam Sya Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpa Trupyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapadita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kam Karoti Vachana Tam Purnam Kayati The translation: the embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So it's very interesting. So now it's what is being done here. There is an distinction being made between the soul, who's in the body, and the body itself. So this is very, very important to understand. If you understand that distinction, then this particular statement becomes easy to understand. So there's two things. There's the soul, but the soul is inside of something that is not himself. So he's inside of a body that is, the body is not the soul. The soul is just living in the body. And he is said to be Prabhu, the master of the body, which is, the body is said to be a city of 9 gates. We talked last time about the city in the old times. Cities would have like walls around them to block like the invasion of enemies, but you still have to get inside the city. So what would you do? You would have a gate to each on different sides of the city, and then when the enemy would come, you close the gate to keep the enemies out, and then you open the gate like that. So there's an idea of the city of different gates. And this city has 9 gates. So this is actually the body. That is an analogy to describe the body. So the body has 9 holes, or 9 entrances. You can the 2 eyes. There are 2 gates of the body. You can things come into your body through your eyes, like vision. You have the 2 nostrils. The smell and air comes through those 2 nostrils. You have the mouth. Also, food and taste and all that's coming through into the mouth. Water. You have the 2 ears. They're also 2 of those gates. And then you have the rectum, or the rectum, the evacuating organ. You pass the waste from the waste is coming out of your body, and the genitals also. They also waste coming from your body, and also the procreation happens through the genitals. So you have these 9 holes or 9 entrances to the body. So this is the city of 9 gates. It's like a city of 9 gates, and in the city there's like a king living, and that's the soul. You're like the king in the city, the master of the city. So that's the idea. So the point is here, there's 2 things. There's a soul, the master of the body, and who is in the body, but then the body itself. So these 2 things are distinct. They're not the same thing. You are not that city. That city is
soul and Atman. Is it the same?
Yeah. So Atman is soul. Yeah, same word. Yeah. So it's so important. The reason I'm hammering this again and again, because if you don't understand this verse becomes very hard to understand. You have the soul, but the soul is in a body, but the body is not the soul. It's just a dwelling place. Although you stay in a city, and you take over the city, whatever. But so like a city has so many, other things. You have a king there, but there are other citizens. So in this body, for example, there's so many other organs. There's so many other like cells, so many other living beings in your own body, but you are the principle that makes this body function, so like that. So this is the idea. So he's saying here, the embodied spirit, master of the city of this body, does not create activities. The soul, in other words, is not creating activity. Okay. Nor does he, the soul, induce people to act. Nor does he, the soul, create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So what is being said here is that the body is controlled by the modes of material, is part of material nature, and being part of the material nature, the body is controlled by material nature through those 3 modes: the goodness, passion, ignorance. So those 3 modes are causing all these things. They're causing activities to be done.
Gunas.
Yeah, the gunas. Yeah, the modes make the body create activities. The modes make the body induce people to act. The modes make the body create the fruits of action, not the soul. The soul has nothing to do with this. So that's the whole point here. So if you understand these 2 things, then Krishna is making a distinction between these 2. He starts with Bhagavad Gita actually with this distinction, and he keeps hammering it here.
Because the soul is very quiet. The soul is very quiet.
The soul is just a witness.
The soul cannot say anything, but just silent inside.
The soul is a witness. It's like I explained about the movie theater.
Exactly.
Like a movie theater, you're watching what's happening on the movie screen, and you think it's happening to you. You are feeling afraid, or romantic, or angry, or like that. But it's not really.
But romantic anger, it's from body. It's from.
You think you're the body. This is why you think. You think that person on the screen, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or
so romantic and feelings. The body feels. Like
you think that's you. Beating the bad guy. But it's not. You're just a person sitting on a bed. So some people, they actually live in this. They want to escape reality and just watch movies all day or watch shows, and because they don't wanna live their own life. They wanna live someone else's life. So they're kind of trying to.
We want to attach the focus somewhere.
Yeah. So they wanna live they wanna live someone else's life, not their own life. You know.
Live in illusion.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's exactly. We don't wanna be ourselves. We don't wanna be spiritual. We don't wanna be souls of Krishna. We wanna be something else. We wanna create a different personality in the form of this body. I think this is me. You know, I am having this happening to me, but that's not true. So purport: the living entity, as will be explained in the 7th chapter, is one of the energies or natures of the Supreme Lord, but is distinct from matter, which is another nature called inferior of the Lord. Actually, we had a discussion, and I wanted to actually find this statement. Our friend here we were talking about what the soul is, and I said the soul is actually also a prakriti. It's actually, in one sense, female, in that sense. Okay, you remember you talking about that? Mahesh, remember that? Remember we were talking about how the soul is actually female, is also an energy of the Lord? Yeah. So Krishna, he says in the 7th chapter, Prabhupada is explaining this. He talks about the material energy, and he talks about how the material energy is a prakriti, which is composed of 8 elements. Bhumir, apo, analo, vayu, kam, mano, bhutirevacha, ahankaram, itya me, bhinna prakritir ashtadha. So, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, all together these 8 constitute my separated material energies. And then he's talking about material energy, which is the body, okay? Then he says, aparyam itastphanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayetam haryate chikat. Besides these 8 energies, or this one energy composed of 8 elements, Almighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy, prakriti param, of mine, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. So Krishna is saying both these are his energies. These are 2 energies. One is a inferior energy of matter, which appears to be dull, like a just unmoving, unconscious, temporary thing. And then you have a superior energy, which is conscious, full of knowledge, full of bliss. So this is these 2 energies. So this is what the soul is. Soul is also an energy of Krishna. It's not Krishna himself, it's an energy of Krishna. Just like the matter is an energy of Krishna, of the Purusha. We are also a prakriti of the original Adi Purusha. But we have assumed the role of Purusha over this prakriti. We think this is my prakriti, this is my nature, this is my body, and I am the enjoyer of this prakriti. When in fact we are actually just a servant. We are always servants, we are always slaves to our circumstances, really. You cannot, when the body wants to sleep, you have to sleep. When the body wants to eat, you have to eat. When the body wants to have sex, you're impelled to have sex. When the body wants to, gets angry, you think it's, you have to, show that you're upset, like that. So we are basically always serving this body, but we are superior, meaning that we actually, like I say, by this presence of the soul, this body functions, this body grows, this body, produces byproducts. Like the body functions because the soul is there. So the soul is superior to the body, to this energy, but the soul is not independent at the same time. It's not this independent enjoyer. So we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are part of Krishna as his spiritual, higher, superior energy, which is called marginal, meaning it's a marginal. You know what marginal means? Something that's in between 2 things, on the margin. There's the word marginalize in English. You marginalize someone, you push him you don't keep him in a main room or something. You keep him in the doorway or something. You don't push him out, but you just keep him you don't throw him out, but you marginalize him. You keep him in the doorway, not completely inside. So neither inside or outside. So this energy is neither here nor there. It either has to choose between being here or there, either spiritual or material. We have to choose to be material, meaning associating with matter, or choose to be spiritual, associating with Krishna. So this is what I was saying in the beginning. We talked about association. Because we are in the middle, we have to choose to either associate with matter or associate with Krishna. With Krishna we become happy because we are of his same nature as God. We are Satchidananda. We are eternal like God. We are full of knowledge, full of consciousness like God, and we are full of happiness like God. So by associating with him, the Supreme Soul, then we feel happy, we feel at home. Whereas we try to associate with matter in a false position of being God, then we become miserable because matter is temporary, it's full of ignorance. Yeah.
Same as scratching, mosquito.
Yes.
This is never ending,
Yeah, that's
more and more and not happy, still more.
Yeah.
I found associations like go to YouTube, watch something on YouTube.
This actually is this example of scratching is given in this Bhagavatam. This is material life. It's really just you feel an itch, you're trying to scratch it, but it just comes back. You like that. You're not satisfied. You're just like when the scratching stops. And maybe some blood comes, then you feel okay.
I still scratch.
But the itching will come back. So yeah. So we have these two energies, the inferior and the superior. Somehow the superior nature, the living entity, has been in contact, association, in contact with material nature since time immemorial. You know this word, time immemorial. Omunatith is in Icelandic. As long as you can remember, you've been in contact with matter. You cannot remember when you were not in contact with matter. So somehow this superior energy has been in contact with the interior energy or material nature since time immemorial. The temporary body or material dwelling place which he, the soul, obtains is the cause of varieties of activities and their resultant reactions. So the temporary body is the cause of everything. We have a body. The body is causing all the activities. The body is made of those in three modes. So he is causing everything, not the soul. Living in such a conditional atmosphere, one suffers the results of the activities of the body by identifying himself in ignorance with the body. And very interesting. You're living in this body and you're suffering with the body. You think the body is, what's happening to the body is happening to me. Body is getting old, I'm getting old. Body is tired, I'm tired. Body is in pain, I'm in pain. Body is feeling happy, I'm happy. So we think this is happening to me, but this is not happening to you, it's happening to the body. So we are suffering with the body because of ignorance. We think, you're identifying ignorance. Like we have, like this movie theater, you cannot watch the movie if all the lights are on. It's very hard because you can't even see the picture properly. You see everyone else, you see all the people around you, you see your own body, everybody else. So how can you enjoy the movie? When it gets really dark, when the movie starts, the lights go down, and now you can start identifying with the movie. You get excited, right? So unless you're in ignorance, you cannot think you're the body. So this identification with the body is because of ignorance. It is ignorance acquired from time immemorial that is a cause of bodily suffering and distress. So you understand that? So from time immemorial, because you've been identifying so long with this body, you've forgotten who you are. As soon as the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body, he becomes free from the reactions as well. So that's very interesting, isn't it? So how do you get free from karma? So some people, they're trying to, I remember there are these seminars, like New Age seminars, where you're trying to take each, you're trying to figure out what your karma is. Okay, I did something in a previous life, and you're trying to work it out and trying to sort it out, trying to get free from this karma and that karma and this. And of course, the point is that you don't know how much karma there is. There's probably an unlimited stock of karma you've acquired through so many lifetimes. So the real way to, the point is the body is actually is your karma, not your body is your karma. If you don't know what your karma is, look in a mirror. That's your karma, your body. It's kind of a joke, but it's true. You don't know. So what is my karma? What? You look in a mirror. That's your karma. your body. That's your karma. So whatever you have in front of you there, that's your karma. So if you don't think this is you, then you're not bound by your karma. So that's all you have to do. You're not this body, then you're not, your karma doesn't affect you. It's very simple. So so as soon as the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body, he becomes free from the reactions as well. As long as he is in the city of the body, he appears to be the master of it, but actually he is neither its proprietor nor controller of its actions and reactions. He is simply in the midst of material ocean, struggling for existence. The waves of the ocean are tossing him, and he has no control over them. You understand this? So you think you're the master of your body, but really you're just being, whatever is happening to the body, it's kind of out of control. You think you're the master, but you're really a victim of your circumstances. Your circumstances are tossing and turning you, this and that. I'm not saying we shouldn't play the victim here. But the point is that we think we are in control, but really the circumstances are beyond our control, more or less. We don't control, especially like now, who can stop this volcano? Can someone go there and plug it? Put a plug, stop the volcano. Can someone do that? Darius? Go on.
You can try.
Yeah, you can try. Like that, there are so many things you cannot control, like the weather, like this April has been very cold. Very cold April, very lots of snow, very unusual actually. But we just have to accept what happens. So similarly, the body is getting old. Can we control that? Can we say, okay, from tomorrow my body is just going to stay like this age I'm now. I'm 30 years old, let's say. I love being 30 years old, so tomorrow I'm going to just stay 30 years old till the rest of my, as long as I stay in this body. No, we don't have a choice to not stay young. And ask anyone who's getting old and when his body starts failing, he starts having strokes or his eyes are, his or her eyes, it's not a nice, it's not something you would like, you choose to do, you would want to do, no, but it just happens. And same with disease. Now we're in the middle of this pandemic. Can we say, how small is this virus that we are fighting with? How small is it? It's so small, it's not even, I think a virus doesn't even have a brain. It's just like it has some DNA or RNA or something.
It is not living.
Sorry?
Virus is not living thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not said to be a living thing. That's the point is that it's so small, but we have no control over it. Hardly. It's so hard to control it. It's like so. Doesn't mean we are. How much are we in control of things? So the point is that. Just to repeat this, as long as he is in the body, he appears to be the master of it, but actually he is neither its proprietor, meaning because it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to nature, mature nature. Mature nature belongs to God. So you're not his proprietor nor controller of his actions and reactions. You don't control your heartbeat or your, whatever is happening in the body. Digestion. He is simply in the midst of the material ocean struggling for existence. So like let's say you're in an ocean. You're in an ocean, do you control the waves of the ocean around you? You're just in the ocean. The waves of the ocean are tossing him and he has no control over them. So if you're thrown in the ocean, you cannot, only thing you can do is try and swim and stay afloat. You cannot really control the waves. Say, hey, wait, you tell the waves, hey, stay there, don't come in. No, you cannot do that. You can only somehow try and survive with the waves. So then the conclusion is, his best solution is to get out of the water by transcendental Krishna consciousness. That alone will save him from all turmoil. So how to get aloof from the body is to stop associating with the body. Trying to enjoy the body is really how we become entangled in it. We have a body, it has certain needs, certain basic needs. If you just fulfill the minimum needs and then associate this with Krishna, with your spiritual nature, then you are aloof from the body. But If you think you're the body and you're trying to enjoy it, you're trying to eat more or have more sex or sleep more, like some people enjoy sleeping if they have the time.
Does it clean karma?
Sorry?
Krishna does it clean karma? By
Oh,
doing
yeah. That's what he says in the Gita. He says that aham tvam sarva bhapebhyo
because
moksha.
you're bringing to Krishna.
Yeah, so Krishna says, if you surrender to me, you relieve from all karma, all reactions. Yeah. So the point is that you become transcendental, aloof from this body by associating with spiritual, so the soul is a marginal thing. It's an energy in the middle. You have the material energy, you have the soul and the spiritual energy. So if the soul associated with the spiritual energy in form of Krishna consciousness, then he is aloof from the body. He becomes detached from the bodily activities. So this is how you actually become aloof. It's not enough to try and stop your body. Oh, I'm not this body. I don't want to look at this pretty girl. I don't want to, look at the pizzeria. Smell the pizza place when I pass by and whatever. If you're just trying to fight with your own body, then you will always fail in the end because you don't have a higher attraction to anything else. So this is why we have to become attracted to Krishna. We have to associate with Krishna. By associating with Krishna, we develop an attraction for Krishna, for
find a
taste
higher
for
love.
Higher love, exactly.
Higher love. Yeah.
So actually, Krishna comes in three forms. He's perceived. He's same thing, but perceived in three. As his effulgence, Brahman,
which
as
actually
his Paramatma, or as Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is what we are going for, because Krishna, as Bhagavan, is the most lovable person, the highest. Krishna, Prabhu said, the supreme beloved. That's what Bhagavan really means. You have the supreme, eternity, the supreme knowledge. You also have the supreme beloved. So Krishna is the supreme beloved. So what is the best way to lose your mind? Is by being in love, right? You love. So we are trying to cultivate love for Krishna, for God, as Bhagavan. So Krishna is the all attractive. He's so attractive. He's so beautiful. He's so sweet. He's just all attractive. So this is why this is the best. This is really the only way to get free from, aloof from the body, is to become attracted to Krishna more and more. But it's a practice first in the beginning, because we don't have the attraction very strong. So the more we associate with Krishna, the more attraction for him grows. The more our mind is purified. Our heart is purified. So this is really the
Super Soul and Krishna is the same.
Same thing, yeah. Super Soul is actually so Krishna is Paramatma, he's Brahman, the eternal light, he's Paramatma, the Super Soul, and he's Bhagavan. So he's the same as Super Soul, but Super Soul, behind Super Soul is Bhagavan and Krishna. It's the same person, but it's like, you're seeing like something from a distance, you just see like something cloudy or something, like a mountain. But when you come to the mountain, you see all the beautiful trees and valleys and caves and rocks, and you see everything. That's the difference between. You see the mountain from a distance. You see the shape. That's like Paramatma. When you go on the mountain, you see everything on the mountain. The beautiful, the water flowing and the beautiful trees and valleys and caves, and that's Bhagavan. That's like seeing Bhagavan. You're seeing him up and close. You see his beauty. You can hear him speak. You can see him act. You can exchange. You can have an exchange with him, with him and his associates. So that's Bhagavan realization. So we are trying to cultivate this attraction, this higher taste. So the higher taste. Now we are only reason we are trying to enjoy this body is because we don't have an experience of something higher than the body, enjoying the body. Once you experience Krishna, the more you experience Krishna, the more you feel taste in seeing him, hearing him, smelling him, touching him, tasting like that, Krishna. Then spiritually, with our spiritual senses, then you will more and more lose taste for the body. The body won't hold. You will not try and look for a happiness in a lower place like that.
And if we enjoy, okay, we got this body as a gift, yeah, as a gift. Why not?
It's awarded to us.
So I'm saying, okay, so we got this body. Okay, I have a gift, nice gift. So why not? Can I enjoy this body, but consciously? okay, I'm gonna smoke one cigarette today and see what happens. And just one, consciously, in full understanding, bam. Is it?
What's the point?
Yeah,
Just,
why are you doing
just
that?
okay, enjoy the body. I just wanna try. Because I have this body, I'm in this game, I wanna try. I wanna try something else, I have this body, I have this gift. Until it's alive, until you have this game, why
But
not?
Why are you doing that? You're doing it for
Just
yourself?
why not?
Yeah, okay. No,
Yeah,
that's your freedom. You have the choice to do
Yeah,
that.
I'm just like, just
But the
from
problem is
point.
that the body is your problem. The body is temporary. It limits your, first of all, your soul. You're basically almost an unlimited.
But if you're
ability
consciously,
to-
then it's not limiting. Then I understanding. I
But
have
you're
full
limiting
understanding.
yourself.
I feel super Atman. I feel Atman. I know gunas exist. I'm very consciously. I'm conscious. I want to have sex with a woman. Okay, see what happens. But not get attachment with it.
Yeah, but
So
how
why
do
are you doing it
yeah.
if you?
And how do you know you're not getting attached? Yeah. Why
Because I'm conscious. I always can stop. Like, I always can
Why
say
would
stop.
you, if you know you're the boss soul?
I
why would you-
can.
You cannot.
if you know-
Because I was so low, and I was in everything, in the drugs, in sex, in every porn, everywhere. I was everywhere. I was in the bottom, you know. And you see, so I could just pump. So this is what I'm asking. So like cigarettes, it would be the smallest, sin in my life, if I let's say would take a cigarette, but consciously now. Consciously. And if you're conscious,
Yeah, you could
But
do
if
so
you're
many
conscious,
things
why would you-
consciously, You could like kill someone consciously, you could abuse someone consciously. What is the point of
No. So I'm just saying, if you're conscious of your soul, why would you smoke a cigarette?
Yeah.
you're just trying to enjoy
Just
it.
curious.
You're
That's
just
kind of
trying to
curious.
enjoy
Have you
the
never
body.
smoked before? Or?
Yeah, well.
You've tried it already, so why you want to try it
Yeah,
again?
just
But that means you're not satisfied, because if you're satisfied, why would you look for satisfaction? So you already tried it and you weren't happy, so why do you? The only reason you try it again is because you're not happy. I tried smoking, it didn't make me happy, but I'm still not happy, so I'm gonna still try and see maybe there's some happiness there,
And also again this ego comes into play, Oh, I wanna try it. I am conscious. I can control it.
Yeah, I know, of course.
That's actually a good point that you have to be.
They put opium, Festacine, and we sure that they can control them now.
Yeah.
Everybody is sure that they can control them.
Control.
There's a saying like this in English, in Icelandic also, pride goeth before a fall. I explained this, I was talking about this a month ago I think, how you can only fall from if you stay in a low position, if you feel like you're the lowest of the lowest in your heart, very, very humble, not in some
Low
dejected way, not self-esteem, but you just know, I'm very small, I'm very low. You always take this humble position, you always bow down to God and to His devotees like that. Then you can never fall down because you already taken a lowest position, but as soon as you assume like the throne, Maya comes and offers you a throne, be my king and enjoy me like that. So then you step high on the throne and she can throw you down and you fall. So the point is this, if you are humble, you won't accept this position of false enjoyer, being like this king. Like you're talking about the king here, the king of the body. So if you know you're not a king, you cannot be thrown down from the throne because you know you're not the king. You're just a soul, a tiny little spirit soul, part of God, a servant, So you cannot fall. If you will not take that position of where you will be thrown down. If you're intelligent, if you know you are not the body, you're not the enjoyer. So why would you try and assume that false position? It's a false position to try and enjoy it. But we need. But the saying, it doesn't mean we don't need. It doesn't mean we don't have children or something. It just means that we do this to them as much as the body requires. And the body needs very little. How much do we eat? The quantity of food you eat every day is very small.
You eat the least amount.
And even if you're like a millionaire or something, like Elon Musk, he's not the richest right now. Who's the richest? Elon Musk.
I don't know.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. No, I mean whatever. You think he doesn't eat more than anybody else. He can only eat a little bit, like this and everybody else. So the point is that the needs of the body are very simple. So
So we have to be like on a minimum.
you don't need to spend like all your day just.
What is necessary? We
Yeah,
have
what
to
is necessary?
be on what is just necessary. Yeah.
Any questions, comments? And I'll read the verse again, the text. The embodied spirit, master of the city of the body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a comment and I have a question.
As soon as the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body, he becomes free from the reactions as well. Those are one of the key statements. Yes, you have a question or point?
No, I was just gonna make a point because you said we were talking about when you're in Krishna consciousness, Krishna takes away your sins or whatever that verse you quoted. But at the same time, we shouldn't go around doing things thinking that Krishna is gonna take care of our sins or whatever, our karma. 'Cause that kind of just beats the purpose.
So it's gonna take, but it's not was after you came to Krishna, then you need to stop doing karmas, because if you do it after, when you understand what you're doing, when you know what you're doing sin, so all the karmas that is done before you came to Krishna, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah, when it's okay. I was stupid, I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you
now
came,
you know,
yeah.
so don't do the same stuff
I
again.
don't know. Now I don't know, so I don't hear it. And if you don't hear, it's okay.
But when you are seriously involved in Krishna, you don't do those things anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're all training to get there. To get to that place, where we are fully absorbed in Krishna.
So maybe we meet at the Krishna's garden later, after 1,000 years.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
After many, many lifetimes. But let's try to do it in this lifetime.
Yeah, maybe better this time, because we don't have time, for another.
And the question I actually had was like, this makes sense philosophically, that you're not your body and you shouldn't let anything affect you and all these things, but it still affects us when someone's mean or someone's rude and it's like, or someone abuses you or there's like constant, you still feel pain and...
Because you let yourself to feel pain.
I know.
So why you do that? Why
stop
you do that? If someone says something bad to you, why are you accepting it? Because they have not.
No, actually, the thing is that
Probably, I guess.
it happens to the mind and the body, but in Krishna consciousness. If someone is very Krishna conscious, very happy, even if you insult him or her, that person is not affected. He's just, he may react to you to teach you. He may say that's not a nice thing to say, but that person was happy
because he sees the Atman in this bad guy.
Yeah, he sees exactly.
This is the Atman in this bad guy.
Actually, one of the...
And he knows who he is. He's Atma too.
You have this idea, different qualities of different people, different social situations. So, like the main quality of a brahmana, the person who is considered like the most learned or most elevated in good qualities in society, the main quality that he or she has is forgiveness. So a person who is very cultural, very more advanced in spiritual knowledge, his or her main quality is forgiveness. And it comes from this exactly understanding this whole point here of understanding that nothing is happening to the soul, it's only the body is doing something. The soul is in the middle of the body, thinking, being tossed and turned, like Prabhu uses the way, he's tossed by the waves. So when someone insults you, makes you angry, you think, it's not he is just a soul in the middle of an ocean, and he doesn't, so the forgiveness comes from understanding, seeing that it's not the soul insulting us, it's the soul attending with the body that is reacting to the, so that's the forgiveness part. There's a famous, this is very important quality actually, if you are how you say, Prabhupada was one time saying there was, he was riding on an airplane with, or he was on a train or something, he was traveling, there was someone smoking or something next to him, and it was, you know, if you don't smoke, someone smoking to you, it can be bothersome. And so you asked him kindly to not smoke, and the person didn't listen and kept smoking, and then his disciple was going to get into an argument, and Prabhupada said, just tolerate it. If you start arguing, you become...
What's the difference?
What's the difference with you and that person? He is reacting, he's an attitude, he doesn't want to listen, he wants to smoke and make others. But if you start come to his level and start fighting with him, or, you know, there was a difference between you and that person. So the point is that that's the idea of being more enlightened, is that you don't come down to their level. To, you know, if they have an attitude, then you don't have to fight. You can ask nicely, this bothers me, can you not do it? And that person keeps doing it, that means he wants you to come to his platform and be angry and argue with him. That's the only reason he or she would do that.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you're just coming to his or her level. So that's the point. It's just a very common, it's a common sense thing, but
And you fall in your guna, you know, when you're starting arguing, you fall in this
falling into the influence of the three lower modes, the passion and ignorance, yes.
In the tamas, you know.
Tamas and rajas, yes. That's where there's agitation happens in ignorance and passion.
Yeah.
Agitation happens in passion, and the anger happens in ignorance. So ignorance, when you get angry, you kind of want to destroy things.
Tama guna, he just wants to jump first, you know. If someone says something, I'm guilty in this even today, you know, when someone just started arguing, and I need to wait a few seconds, and mostly time is too late, because he said, and I started saying it like immediately, you know, start immediately reacting.
Yeah, that's tamaguna.
Yeah, when I started reacting immediately, and so, when I came home, when it's maybe, you know, the guy with black eye, you know, or you know, when I came home, it's shit, you know, wow, that's stupid, you know.
Yeah, so it is an art. It's a practice.
So we need these both gunas too to survive, tamas and rajas.
Yeah, for the
you
body.
cannot just live only with sattvic gunas.
No, you can.
If you want to be sannyasi or something.
No, you can. I mean, you can. There are people who are above the modes. They still act, but they may act ignorant or passionate, but they're not. You know, they appear to be sleeping, but their consciousness is still not sleeping. You know, they wake up and they feel like they will have a conversation with you and then take a nap for 20 minutes, wake up and continue from this without, as if they never slept. You know, Prabhupada was like this.
That
like
story
this.
about the train, in the train.
Actually, one of our sannyasis, it's a funny story. I won't say his name, but one of our swamis in our ISKCON, he's very interesting. So he came to he had give a class like this, but he was, I think the night before he couldn't sleep, but he still gave the class, and this was class in simultaneous translation. So he would say a sentence in one, and then someone would translate to the local language. So it was actually in Greek language. So he was sitting there. So he would say something, Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead, and he would protect us all. So he would say something, and then he would just close his eyes and he'd fall asleep. And then that person would translate, and then he woke up, and he would continue the class, and he would just fall asleep for like a few seconds and wake up and say like that. I mean, this has actually happened. And then he actually his train of thought wouldn't get interrupted. And then at the end of the class, the director of the temple where he was said, Swamiji, maybe you should take some rest. So no, I already took rest in the class, he said. I mean, this actually happened. I know this person. I know. So I'm saying that when you are in the sattva guna or in the sutta sattva, pure guna, you actually, your body may sleep, but you are not taking on that sleepy consciousness. It's just you're letting it body rest, but it's not you. It's that you're aloof from the body. So that like that. So the gunas may act, he may appear to be sleeping, or he may appear to be passionate or whatever, but it's not. He is not. His consciousness is not passionate or ignorant. It's you know.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm keeping the focus on this candle, you know, but not forcing, I just put my focus on this candle. So question is, am I purifying my Atman? Because it is and we two different things. It's not my ego. Like, no, I just parked my focus on the candle, and I can feel it now. It's like this energies, you know. So the Atman is looking. Eyes. You see the eyes. They say the soul is in the eyes. The soul. Yeah, you can see the soul of a person when you look in the eyes. So does it mean that the Atman is looking at the candle?
The Atma is looking at you, looking at the candle. The Atma is looking at the body, looking at the candle. Indirectly, yes.
So this look is it's like this process actually. So this we can call it this process. What is happening?
The Atma is looking through the body at the candle, but not directly, indirectly, through the body. Like nothing
through
is,
the eyes.
Yeah, through the eyes.
This is just like a meditation that's gonna probably make you like calm and more.
No.
I don't know if it does anything
The
spiritual.
eyes.
Yeah.
It stops mind. It stops your mind.
But for that
Cool.
moment, after you're done, then you're dealing with your regular life. What happens then? You go
No,
back to your old self.
I've been doing this. It stopped completely my mind, and my mind became
Is it helping?
totally calm. I came out of the room. I saw the differently people. Not today. Now you see what changes. I can look into your eyes. I can look just with no problem. I can park my look into your eyes.
You were saying you're basically just changing the dynamics of your mind. You're not changing. The soul is not getting purified. It's like
I said Atman.
That's the same word, same thing. Atma is Sanskrit. Soul is English. The word.
Same thing.
So Atma is not getting purified.
But you
Your
see,
mind is getting.
it's a win the battle against the mind. So mind became my friend. So my ego became my friend. So my biggest enemy that was for 50 years, my ego, he was always disturbing. He was always. I could not. You always all over the place.
Yeah.
So you see what happened? I win the battle against my ego, and what even happened more? I can turn my mind into the mind. I can see the mind through my mind, and that was big. I find the place where the thought comes, like a moose, like a mouse.
Yeah.
Whoa, stop! You see, I see the mouse coming. Whoa, boom.
That's good.
So you see what happened? You say it's not important. It's crucial important. It became like day and night.
Well, it helped you, yes.
And even because I was doing, and if I just like started like nervous, I come, I see the candle, bam, 5 minutes,
It's because
gone.
I focus on something.
Gone.
Yeah.
You can eat also. I did it also with the rose. So
Yeah.
focusing on the rose, and especially if you don't close
Focusing on
your
the
eyes. Exactly, and candle with everything is not evening because I used to do that for focus. You just focus on that, so it's you can see clearly like your thoughts
Still
when
material.
it's coming out.
Still coming
So
out.
it's helping you.
This is making you more aware of your own mind and thoughts. Because I've done this too. I was also studied yoga.
So okay, but we're stopping
when you do
this.
this
We're stopping mind. It stops.
It's impossible to stop mind.
It's
You can
making
be
you more
focused on
conscious of
Yeah,
your mind.
yes.
You
that's-
see your mind
yes.
is basically.
Is the mind and soul same thing? When I'm
No.
thinking,
No,
when I'm thinking,
it's not.
who is thinking? Me? Is this body or soul? I'm thinking, and we don't know where I'm thinking. If I'm thinking from here or here, we don't know
It's not.
where the mind is and what the mind is.
Right.
You feel
But-
There's
But you
three
see,
things. There's
but-
mind, intelligence, and
Yeah.
So this is to give you this is to train you to be like the Shakshi or the witness. That you're the soul. You're witnessing the body. What's happening. So this is what is. This is the idea in this yogic or tantric traditions. You do things that help you step back from the body and the mind and see what's happening to the body and the mind. So you're controlling them. So this is help you to gain control over them. But what do you do to the mind? But the higher stage is when you take that mind and focus it on
On the
God,
mind.
on God, on Krishna, on the holy name. So that's the whole point of this. It's just to make you step back from your mind and the body and take control and use them in meditation on God, for service to God.
So you see, when you take control of your mind, your brain, you're actually taking control of all your body and on sadhana, everything, because you don't have anything else will disturb you. It's just your mind.
Yeah, but what do you do with that control? Is to enjoy you.
So okay, this is another question. This is why we are here. This is why we are here.
Yeah. So
but if you came to bhaktis like I did, with my mind all over the place, so you are not here. Even if physically you are here, you are coming. Don't do it. If you are coming here, who is doing this? Who is doing this? Who is doing? Whatever. You know. See, when you are coming here with your minds all over the place, so you're not here. I remember in Gamadag, I was in Mallorca. I was even worse. I wasn't in Mallorca. Physically I was for like 10 days, but I don't remember anything from Mallorca because my thoughts were all over the place. I was mentally,
Yeah.
So you see what's happening when you're.
The point is that you're trying to control your mind and body.
If you control your mind, someone told, I think, if you control your mind, you control everything.
Yeah, but then what's the point of controlling your mind if you end up serving your own body again? Then you just become a slave.
No, so this is why we have two dantianis, how we call it. One center and we have another center. So this center controls your sadhana, and then you go to bhaktis, and then you open this and open this. It's two.
Yes, okay. Okay, let's do a meditation, japa meditation.
We'll do a different kind of meditation, not a candle meditation.
Not a tratak.